Hi everyone, welcome to the Lions Script Weekly Community Show. This week we're going to be talking about Revenge Raid 3. I'm lucky we have a great panel here today. I'm glad some people showed up for me. Unfortunately last week, due to some scheduling conflicts, we had to drop that show, but I want to tell everybody please reach out in the comments for both this show and on the page. If you guys want to be in it, you want to help out, you want to talk, you want to vent your opinions. Sometimes you say that we don't say what you really mean, what you really feel. Well, you jump up here with us, talk about it, vent, give constructive criticism. This is what this show is for. So to start it off, I want to go ahead and thank my panel. We got Irf, the regular, the great.
Hello.
And then we've got our favorite chat moderator. We got Tess. How you doing today?
Hi. Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Chuck, how you doing? The Matt.
Pretty good. How's it going?
Good, man. We got Ed. I'm not sure if you've done these shows before, but it's always great to have some new blood. Welcome, welcome.
Hey.
And finally, we got Chris back again, don't we? Yes. All right. Or bump Chris up for us a little bit, if you would. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start off. I want to get some general opinions, conversations, see what you guys think about the raid, how it's hitting you, and what's working for you. So if anybody wants to jump in on that and start out, how it's going.
I am.
Anyway, let's start with Earth. Earth, how's the raid going?
Okay, yeah, it's not been too bad, to be honest. I haven't really hit any A sets at all, or any of the B sets. I've just been concentrating on doing the 101s, really. Got quite a good little technique doing them, so it's like 3 million points for the 5 coins, which is, kind of alright for me. So, alright, I don't mind it.
Yeah, hey, go ahead and throw up Chris's chat volume. His mix is super low, unfortunately.
Kept him in a bit higher, so.
Hopefully we can get to it in a second here. Yeah, I've done a little bit on it myself. Oh no, it's a crosstalk issue. Yeah, I've done a little bit myself. I went ahead and tried out some of the targets, see how they were. I'm sitting around 4.5 mil, 5 mil. It was kind of a light throw into it last night. Today, like always, I hit it hard after the community show, as you guys should, after you get your advice, your opinions. It's the home for your advice and your opinions for all the raid information. It's right here on this community show. So I can only give broad generalizations on it. I've seen some good tactics, which I'm sure we'll discuss in the show. As you said, Irf said has some great ideas for how he's doing his raid and how you guys should do yours. So we're going to present that in a nice little format here a little later on in the show. So Tess, how's your raid going?
Yeah, not so bad, thank you. I've basically been using my Drac UAVs to just smash things. So it's not so bad. They've not armoured yet, so it's been quite reasonable for me.
All right, Ed, how about you? How's your raid going?
Well, can you hear me?
Oh, you're much better. It's perfect. Rock and roll. Go for it.
Because I'm having some problems here, but I'm taking it slow at the moment, prepping for some alliance members. I'm about 14 mil at the moment, but spent no coins, so I'm happy.
Nice, nice. And Chuck, how about you, buddy?
Sorry, guys. I somehow managed to bump my mouse and kick myself out, so I just got back in.
Yeah, how's your raid going?
I'm up to 84 million. I pretty much gotten everything that you can get. I didn't drop the normal couple $100 in like I normally do, so.
There you go. There's a win.
$50. I don't have anything left yet.
See, some people it's the trade between your time and what you value it for. And if you're gonna be done with it, to be honest, it's not as horrible as I've heard for some people to be done that quickly. So
yeah,
to each their own. That's actually good. Congrats on that one. Did we get to everybody? Chris, was Chris still around?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So how's your raid going?
Pretty good. I'm at 30 mil. I've been using Ghost Crawler and Hunters to kill A-set tiers for pretty much no damage.
Bringing out the big boys.
Yep.
That's the way to go. All right. Well, we'll get into some more techniques a little later on the show. So I just wanted to give a little overview. Irf, you said you got a couple slides. Do you want to go and throw up the prizes, and we'll discuss them and see what people think about them? At least the big two. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I'll be stalling for time. That's what happened last week. I didn't get enough people. You guys don't want me talking into the internet for an hour. That would be some scary results. So hopefully
Yeah. Sorry about that.
you're fine. Raid prizes, if you would. Start with the hull.
Yeah. So, there we go. So, with the hull, Punisher hull. So, we've got that. Get it loaded up. So, the Punisher hull is a ballistic hull, set up to use with the new weapon as well, which is basically a draconian arbalist. Quite a good build time, really. 4 days, 22 hours, same as the Crusader. Massive thing about this hull's the assault deflection and the siege deflection of 500 apiece, which gives you a massive, good
Huge.
starting point.
That's monumental in itself. I mean, I know we're going to go over these, but that is the kicker for me. I swing with a moderately sized stick, so I haven't gotten much in the term of these new last 2 or 3 times around with the siege and the assault deflections built in. And this one itself I'm going to grab it. This is my new deflection hull. I mean, it sucks with the amount of armor you can really put on it, but I think with some of the combo defenses, this thing's going to be it's definitely going to be better than the Frosty Lead I have for my best fleet right at the moment, I think.
Yeah, agreed. You know, it's pretty good hull. You know, the defences on it as well. You've got that massive 60% ballistic and the massive 60% pen defense straight off the bat. That's huge. You know, the evade bonus of 50% straight off the bat as well. That's massive as well. So, you know, these hulls are going to be awesome for doing PvE stuff. So, like stuff like Forsaken Mission and stuff like that. I'm not completely sold on the fact that they're going to be brilliant for base hitting. With sort of the tech that we've got available to us to defend our bases at the minute. But, you know, they're certainly going to be quite hard to kill.
This is going to be an 85 killer, I think. And this is going to be the crusher for the 85s.
For sure.
Hey, Arif, you want to throw that picture back up again?
Yeah, 1 second. Did it swap out? It must have cancelled the...
Blame it on me. I see how it is.
There you go. Alright. So, yeah, I mean, there's some really good stuff on there. The repair duration's, you know, fairly decent. 1 hour, 36 minutes on the blank hull. Isn't too bad. So, yeah. Just really good to see what everybody else thinks of it, really.
Anybody? Thoughts, concerns? This is where we talk.
What do you think, Chuck?
About sorry, I got my mic muted. About the new hull, I think basically once Kixeye releases a new special the next week's FM for it is probably going to be a bit of I think it'll be a good hull. Just by watching somebody that had a full 5 fleet of them already built without armor and not fully ranked.
Yeah, this is definitely one that I would not drop the coins right away. They said when we know there's something coming next week, yeah, I do 90% think about it a little bit.
Yeah. We do know that there is a special that's going to increase the piercing range on it. So, you know, that's going to be quite nice. So, obviously, the way that line of sight weapons work as well is that they're not completely accurate. They travel to a set point, so they will just cut through everything that's in the path to that set point. One thing that you have got to remember is, you know, fast-moving targets are going to do less damage on than slow-moving targets. So a good idea for these might be to stick some of the D33DRs on, just to slow down any ships that are moving quickly. So it's just a really good way of doing it.
It's got 3 armor slots as opposed to like 4 that we normally see on these ships now.
That's true.
You know, it's I mean, it's a great hull, but I'm not convinced on that.
Well, I think the bigger point is you got to look at that deflection and the overall defenses. I mean, I think 3 armor slots might be sufficient. It's not going to be a record breaker. It's not going to be what you do. Let me close that before everyone jumps in here. You're more than welcome to jump in, guys, but we like to
He's
have
chosen
some
his
onus
shoes.
about who does. But I think that's going to be enough. I kind of do. I don't think we want to see it with 4 because I don't think you'd ever be able to kill it. So remember, whatever we get, Kixeye gets.
True.
Yeah.
Do you want to fight one of these with 4 pieces of bulkhead on it? So that I think that was our answer, and so
That fade bonus on there, the 50%. I mean, you know, once you get that fade bonus up, there's no real need to put on any armor on there, is there? Any evade armor? Because you're still going to be in the 80s anyway, just by putting a retrofit evade special on. So, yeah. Hello, Scotty. Long time no see.
Alright, how are we?
All good, mate. Nice to see you.
How's everyone's raid?
Yeah, not so bad, thanks.
How's your raid? You're still not playing anymore?
No, I done it earlier. I got one of the new ships built.
Periscope.
I got one of the new ships built as a tank.
Ja, nee, ik draait het niet.
Nice.
It's insane,
Huh?
to say the least.
Nee, de computer.
Cool. Right. Anybody else want to make any comments on the new hull?
Anybody? Let's take a look at that new weapon and see how he compares about it. I don't know. Everybody needs to go out and take a look at the BP Prof dropped a new article today, basically summarizing what he really thinks about the railgun, and I think it's called railgun something. You know what it is? We all know what we're talking about here. The new weapon in comparison to Arbalest. It was interesting on what he had to write up. As you said, for kind of the floating opinions, they're probably more interesting for lighter hulls due to the weight, but the fact that they're completely the exact same range as an Arbalest, it takes a little bit of the fun away from them. It takes a little of the wow factor away from them, and you gotta have it. What do you guys think about it?
I don't know, I've seen some of them and they look pretty mean.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a couple of them as well. They seem to be doing quite well in the raid for fleet versus fleet stuff. I haven't seen any in bases yet. I think that the lack of armor on them could be, pretty much a downfall to it, really. But
You say that. I mean, you say that, but mine's got 26,000 arm points. My one.
yeah, you probably bulked yours right out, I expect, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the defences are still up there.
Yeah.
Still got 77% evade. I've still got over 80s in the defences when I got my Aegis. 70 normal.
Yeah, see, I mean, it's going to be good anyway because of that massive 50% evade and all of the bonuses that it's got. So with the railgun, it's similar sort of damage to an Arbalest, works the same way, same range. The damage is slightly lower, but that's counteracted by the weight, really. Yeah, I mean, it's good. I quite like the weapon to a certain extent. There is a thing about whether or not it's that much better than the Arbalest, but I think it works out pretty much that this railgun works out around about the R15 Arbalest sort of range. So, yeah, your thoughts, people?
Yeah,
Oh.
sorry, I was going to say the range is quite good. Is it going to work out the same as?
Exactly, is what
Yeah.
BP Prof was saying. That's why he literally says in his article that he wishes it had one more point of range, just to be different.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same, really. It's more suited to hulls with a higher number of weapon slots. Obviously, it's half and half on it. The weight's near enough half of Arbalest, so you can fit two of these on compared to just one Arbalest. Did you want to say anything, Chris?
I believe Doomster put a post that said it didn't have an accuracy, but it has splash, so it has more chance of hitting the target.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's to the relative accuracy of it. It's about 80%, slightly higher than the Arbalest, I think, which is about 70. So, because it's not a splash weapon, but it's got a spread, so it has more of a chance of hitting the target. Is kind of how to explain it really. Because it will travel to a set point with having that slight spread. Obviously, it gives you more of an area to hit. So that's sort of how it works out, slightly more accurate. Right.
Yeah, I can see them being in guard being nasty against people who stack up their fleets if it's got splash like that.
Oh, for sure. It's gonna hurt, definitely. So, what do we want to do? Do we want to carry on talking about this, or are we kind of done with that?
Let's go back and do a nice little overview of what we think is important. I think Roth had a good slide on that we used on Wednesday for what we think is a good pickups for the other tiers. See what anybody else thought. Yeah.
So
Go
yeah.
back to this. What do you guys think is anything different off this list? Take a quick little moment to scan over it. We'll go through them. But anything that you guys think off the top of your head that should be on here?
Yeah, how about the Neptune?
Yeah, the Neptune's pretty crucial. It's that deflection. Once they started putting deflection in, it changes the game in a lot of different ways. Earth was talking about how he doesn't think this new one is going to be the biggest impact in bases. The Neptune still has huge impact in base hits.
It does, yeah.
I think the Neptune and the new carrier is more than a game changer as the new hull, which now in this raid is presented will be ever. So I think you have more with the Neptune or the new carrier than you will have with this new hull. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Neptune's quite good for its massive 600 siege deflection. They're actually really, really good for hitting the new draconian uranium bases. There's a friend of ours that does them for, not very much damage at all, where people are chucking fleets at them over and over. So it's kind of
I know a few people are having more luck with that Neptune in the rank than in the raid than they are with their heavy cruiser as well.
yeah. So I mean, once you stack on some siege battery on there as well onto a Neptune, that's really, really going to be helping you a lot, especially in the uranium bases, like I said, because those guns hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Any other prices that everybody thinks is a really good pick in there?
Siege battery. Siege battery in itself is huge for what it can do. We talked about building fleets for 85s or any PvE building formats. That's really the kicker there. I already sent it to Clay. He's got the link. There he is. Let me change that back to myself. So there you go. All right, how you doing, Clay?
I'm doing good. How you all doing? Been watching the show, trying to figure out how to get in. Thanks.
Yeah, we usually drop it on the Hangout page, and I was working, and it was just a scattered moment. So I'm sorry about that. Do you want to give some of your catch up, what you think about the raid? Give us your 5-minute pitch, and we'll roll back into the prizes.
Well, the prize list looks great. I think you guys nailed it. The Neptune has been my go-to boat for quite a while. I like it because of the speed versus the heavy cruiser. But honestly, the limited stuff, I think people really need to take another look at the fact that we don't see it around that often, especially some of the limited things that we've only seen once before, like
yeah, we were going to get to the limited here in a few minutes,
okay.
But not to direct you here, but let's get your thoughts on the raid itself, how you're doing on points, and what you think is effective, and then we'll roll back into prizes here together.
Honestly, I've been just kind of rolling through Bs until I'm so damaged. I don't want to even waste any coin on it, and I'm just going to get a few limiteds and call it a day. call it a raid. I'm not interested in the top prizes.
How you doing for damage itself?
Damage isn't much different than before, maybe, but I'm not going for the A's. I'm going for the B's. I'm going for the easy points, and I'm just kind of playing a different thing at the same time. So I'm not really trading my ships for bots yet, but I'm getting closer by the day.
Well, let's go back one more slide, as Earth is trying to do Inception here.
All
Just
right.
make sure we have nothing else we want to talk about here on the lower 4 tiers. We talked about the Neptune being a big pick. The Siege Battery is my pick for the day. APOC mortars, of course. They hurt like a son of a bitch. They still do. If you don't have them, they are a game changer in base defense as it comes to moving from level to level. If you don't have APOCs in your base, it's just a cakewalk. If you have them, you may still get cakewalked, but you're going to inflict some pain, or a chance to inflict some pain along the way.
And just a little tip that if you get the Xinthium shells from the new Drac Uranium bases, and it stacks with Eruption Pyre and gives you 170% projectile speed on your APOCs.
And what was that special again?
Nice.
Xinthium.
Xantanium shells.
Xinthium shells. All right, everybody.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
So, it's
Now
I
we've-
think it's about 170% on the actual travel speed of the APOCs themselves, so you ain't going to outrun them very well.
Nice. All right, good, because that'll help lighten my base up a little bit. Before we move on, nuke accelerators. Of course, being a ballistic hull, it's a great combo speed and range. You don't lose anything in range. The speed is still... I had to look at it. Have you guys seen it recently? What is it compared to Turn 5? Or Speed System 5? Was it slower?
Which one's that, mate?
Nuke accelerators.
Nuke accelerators is HB3 with an extra 20% combat speed.
Okay. So what was your question from the comms there, Medusa?
Yeah, I've got King Geordie here, or Geordie, whatever, and he says, I'm curious from the reduction weight from the Arbalist Forsaken and the Dracarb, even though it's lighter, won't they be about the same weight?
Well, we were looking at it, it was around 400-ish. Do you want to pop that slide up?
300. So we've got railgun comparison here.
Weight plus special. It's 829 with an Arbalist with nuke accelerators and 425 with a railgun.
Yeah.
So you're looking at half the weight, essentially.
So it is. We've got the fleet BPS per 100 ton, 25 compared to 22.2. Building damage on the Arbalist is a lot higher. But you know, it's one of those. You only get 15% pierce decay on the new one compared to 20% on the Arbalist. So it's a
Usually we'll keep talking if you guys keep posting questions.
yeah, it's a fairly balanced weapon, and that's sort of like the end of it really. Like BP Prof has said, against hulls with assault deflection, the Arbalist is going to be better because obviously the flat reduction from damage. If you've got a higher starting damage, then it's going to do more damage.
We'll post it in the show notes for this again. We'll add it in the comments. Check out BP Prof's post about that. He did a good job with it today. And I think he answers a lot of the questions about this comparison that aren't best expressed here. He did a really good job on that write-up, so I just want to point people to that again. And look at there's where your answers lie, not just with us panel of bumbling idiots. There's some good exposition there.
I even remember the accuracy right, like 80% and something.
Good job. Look at this guy on point today. All right, final call. Everybody good with the prizes moving on to limited? Yay, nay? Silence
Yeah.
is golden.
Yeah.
Rolled along, limited.
I think the hydraulic's awesome.
The hydraulic resistors, I didn't get any before. I'm definitely going to grab them. Anything that adds concussive defense in it by itself, there's so few things that do it. I believe this might be the only thing, if I remember correctly. There's holes with building concussive defense. That's it.
Attack ion thrusters.
So that's a huge one. I'm using a lot of D6A. Pretty much every build I get gets a piece of D6A recently. So you should stock up there, get a couple more. Same with Agility System 4. I'm using that on pretty much everything. What do you guys think about? We still got more scatter guns. They still take 2.5 days to build per pop, so they're still painful if you want to flush a fleet out with them.
The
It's good that they're there.
good fun, really. They work really well on Tigers because, of course, they've got that assault bonus on them.
Kudos.
More damage, so they do hurt a lot. I mean, you can one-shot entire fleets with them. There is a bit of a trade-off because they take ages to build. It's like 21 days just for one Tiger Shark.
Yeah.
But they are good fun, and you can level bases with clubs, and it's fun.
And then Gale defenses. I use 2 on pretty much everything that I build, or with across the fleet of what I build. As you said yesterday, that level 2, what was it, around 60s? 5 of them across a fleet is enough to take down every mortar in 85.
It is indeed.
So either you can put them on an Aegis and have your one Aegis, or spread it around, spread the love around. That's all you need. That's a heck of an improvement on the Hailstorm. The Hail, I think it was like 7 or 8, and across an 85 to keep up with it. So.
Yeah, the Gale's got a higher range and it's more accurate. So it's not
I got 6 of them across my my rhinos as well, and they shoot down all the mortars in the 101s.
Nice.
I can just sit there and kill it out of range, because I outrange it, and just sit there and kill the big ship without getting touched by the torps.
Has anybody seen BP being down? Some people are saying BP is
Mine
down.
is.
I'm checking mine now.
Is it part of the show where we all live test the show?
Where's Pookie?
Yeah, I mean, it's not coming up.
Oh, wah, 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 wah.
I only had to refresh.
We're here taking our time on a Friday night doing a show about your game, and you can't even have the game live. Actually,
That gateway.
So we could perhaps do Pookie's.
Yeah, Pokey Show. No,
Yeah.
actually,
look at
I
that. Look at
I'm not a
this.
huge fan of limited stuff.
Boo.
But I think they kind of dropped the ball when they gave us the Gales, but then turned around and gave us that Felix 4 that weighs a mountain of weight. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking.
It's
you know?
pretty heavy. I put one on my Aegis just because it bumped my penetrating defense up nicely, and I wanted that to have a little more bite in the terms of missiles as well, but it's pretty heavy.
Well, that's what I mean. Everybody's gone missile crazy, and it's awesome. Missiles are that potent, but they're trying to make something else relevant. You're going to have to lower the effectiveness of one thing or the other. I mean, it's nice that we have Gales to take out Morts, but it's not really an issue too much anymore. I mean, it's great that they help on the 85s, but everybody's stomping missiles.
So you say that, but what about people having the new carrier in their base? It shoots on UAVs too.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, it does work with UAVs. I granted.
Well, I was going to show people how to do the 101s. Live on
I shouldn't do the same thing, but I was in one already. But
they're probably fixing that now. Just come to think of it.
Probably.
Yeah, I think the video that got out about the 101 little thingy there has probably made enough publicity that they got to go fix that now because they can't have that going on.
They fixed it.
Larry even said it in his article that was fixed the first day, and he was disappointed he was.
Can't have anything that helps the players continue.
I saw that video. I went and did overtime, and I worked till around 8 o'clock Eastern yesterday, and I was about to hop on and do it, and they'd already fixed it. So in 8 hours, they realized the problem, patched it, or really, it was still office hours in the West Coast, and they'd already fixed it and patched it and made that change. Because I watched some of those videos and just shook my head. Kind of amazed people put that on the Alliance grid.
No, Steve, your mic's cut out quite badly.
yeah, it's like you're underwater.
All right, I'll play with that.
So, yeah. So, has anybody got any sort of tips and tricks on how to do the raid cheaper? Has anybody found anything that's a really good tactic to use?
If you've got
maybe a couple of videos out and stuff like that.
well, if you got rhinos to hit the 101s at the max range, if you hit the big ship from the back and stay at max range, the torps won't fire, and neither will the UAVs.
Yeah,
As long as you can shoot down the mortar, you've got hail like the Gales shoot down the mortars. Nothing will hit you apart from a few missiles.
Again, you only need 5 level 2 gales on there.
Yeah.
So, but I was going to show people how to do it.
Mm.
I've been doing it.
Don't forget to send your tickets in here, guys.
Yeah, just sent mine in.
As soon as this show's over, I'm sending mine in because, goddamn it, I want to play your fucking game. I put money on your game for once. I don't do that usually. I preloaded a little bit. I'm not going to discuss my finances, but I put a decent little chunk of change on for once, and I was excited to get on here and rock and roll a little bit. And it's harshing my mellow a little bit tonight. Kixeye. I tried to come on. I tried to be positive. Tried to be happy. New leaf. Tried not to bitch quite so much. You're giving me lots of ammo. Why do you give me so much ammo, Kixeye?
Well, it's only a matter of time before they're not going to let me send in tickets because I stopped coining already. Never seen a business ever do that before, ever. This is the first. You're innovative, Kixeye. Thank you. Showing the way.
Are they trying to help me save my money?
No. They're trying to convince me that bots are better than ships.
Yeah, a lot of people have started playing that now, haven't they? Robot Apocalypse.
Yeah, there's quite a few over there.
So Nemo, they're not even responding to your tickets anymore because you're not coining.
No. I've put enough coin in recently. They'll respond to my tickets, but it's only a matter of time because I'm not buying anymore. I can get away with spending what I would spend in a couple hours in their game, and I've been able to play for a month on the other game and still have thousands. So I'm not even going to go there.
Okay.
Well, let's keep it BP related though.
Yes,
But,
please.
Move this along. Well, what else do we have in our itinerary here? We started the 101s, but fuck you, Kixeye. You messed them up, and now we can't show you how you messed them up. What I have on here in big, bold letters is how to be cheap. So what do you guys think? What is your advice to the BP community on how to be cheap this raid, besides just don't coin? Let's get some substantive answers here.
Subs.
Yeah.
Tigers?
Run your subs. Yep.
Zombie your subs.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go for it. Ed, go for it.
I'm Dutch. I'm cheap, so. But if you got the patience, you can sub the non-thermals out and kill with your Rhino Frosty Fleet the rest. So you can do it pretty cheap if you want, but you just have to be patient, of course.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Those heavy cruisers will whoop you in the ass if you try it in the A's. You try to rush it. So you can pick out the heavy cruisers. You pick out the Kodiaks. They do tend to form a pretty tight bubble and they overlap a lot. The thermal on all the V2s it's so high that you really have to just pick and peck at it slowly to get into that circle. So it can be done. If you're patient, you could definitely help you out and save some damage out of those A's.
Yeah, I've got Skull Island in there. Comms says use Tiger subs with scatterguns and torps to prep. Then Rhino Fleet with blades for 0 damage if you drive it right to do the A tier.
Yeah, if you can kite the range on 80s. I thought I was getting tagged a bit on 86s, but it could be that it was 2 a.m. and I was just freaking tired. But 80s, you definitely could kite the range. I was doing it with I was confused. The V2 missile variant, and it was just enough to peak the range. I thought I was going to have to put back in my whatever that one is. I can't even remember today. It's been a long day. Can you people tell it's been a long fucking day? I can't even remember whole names. I can't look it up because my game is down.
Oh yeah.
But it works. You can kite them. You just have to be patient.
Well, normally I'm a pretty patient guy, but after 4 or 5 hours, it's all gone. So. Then I get Kixeye.
Well, we had a big chunk of the show today devoted to showing strategies, showing live targets. So there goes my material in my last 20 minutes. So I want to go ahead and prep the chat here. This might be a short show. We're going to try to get to a couple of random topics here. But this is the time. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, throw them to Medusa. She'll pick them up for us. Give the sexy chat bitch to talk a little bit for us here today. So you guys say you wanted to talk more. You got to throw more questions out there.
Yeah.
So we'll start through the panel quickly and see. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about? Any other topics you want to get to today?
I still have not figured out the state of the game yet.
Hmm. I don't think they figured out the state of the game yet.
Yeah, but they promise something, and time rate comes, all shit goes down the drain again. So
Larry made a good point on that. Is a lot of the main points that they had laid out for state of the game, they just ignored. They just walked past them. So many of these things, they're like, well, we're gonna try to adjust X. Well, forget about X. We might get back to X in 6 months because the last state of the game had so many things that were missing from things that they said they were going to work on. So
One thing,
small.
They are trying to work on it. You know, it's hard for them to work on a lot of things and keep sort of the new content coming as well. You know, I understand that everybody's annoyed with it, and they should really be trying to concentrate on keeping people playing and getting people back that have left because the repairs and build times are stupid. So, I think the biggest issue for me in the game, I don't think that build times is the biggest issue. I think that the repair times is the biggest issue. Repair times, at the end of the day, people with current fleets, you're looking at sort of, half a day at least after hitting a base just to repair a fleet. Ridiculous, 20 hours for a fleet that's hit by scattergun cobras is ridiculous.
well, it
5
is.
minutes of fun or even like 10 seconds of fun if you get hit by a.
see, I was going to say the opposite actually. Because I took 7 months there and come back, and I've actually found it cheaper since I've come back. When I left.
No, it has. It has definitely reduced a bit. But
I mean, it's like I was playing about a fleet build with that new ship earlier, like in the Huggies, and it maxed armored out, and it's 22 hours. The last fleet that I could make decent was like a day and something, like a day and 13 hours something.
oh, for sure, it is cheaper. Don't get me wrong, but I think there's still a long way to go.
Sorry,
I agree there.
I still think 22 hours is a long time.
It is for 5 minutes of fun,
It is.
or less. So I think it's probably the major issue. I think anything else in the game can sort of wait really. I think that repair is the biggest issue in the game as of now. I think that yes, all right, the R&D stuff that's come out, the research on the outposts. I like the idea of getting the 8 hours for hitting someone's outpost. I think that you shouldn't lose the 8 hours if your bullet gets attacked. I think it's a bit naughty really, and it's putting a lot of people off of actually doing it because it creates a target for people to hit them. And there's some people that are out there that they're going to lose that 8 hours, and yeah, right, they might have a bubble and be protected for 36 hours, but really, it's taking it off 8 hours off of theirs and off of, adding 8 hours on theirs and putting it off of yours is a bit naughty, I think. And it's probably not the best way to go for it. I think it should be just a bonus, and you shouldn't get sort of penalised if your base gets flat, really.
Yeah, you're definitely right on that. It's kind of putting a target on some people's heads.
It is. It's an orange hit me target.
I never really been a fan of things forcing you to go backwards in this game. I feel like sometimes if you get caught in the wrong angle, you're going to go backwards enough between a flat base, stunned repairs, waiting on the dock to come back, waiting on a shipyard to, if you miss it and you miss 6 or 7 hours off a build. So I think we have enough penalties there. You're right. I think the engagement factor of it's driving people to go hit bases again. So that's definitely solving its purpose. But I really don't think that 8-hour penalty is worthwhile.
I just want to apologise because the only bases that I actually hit are orange bases. So I just want to apologise to all of those people out there that I've.
It's not your fault, and I think you as a player should not feel bad about doing it. The fact that they put the consequences on Kixeye. You're doing what you need to do to propagate your game forward, and that's fine. No one can behest you of that. But once again, I think that in the future they need to think about how design decisions are going to impact in a broader sense. I don't think they quite did that thoroughly on this one.
A couple of things from chat. It's crack cocaine lasts longer than a base hit.
It's cheaper too.
Yeah, and it's cheaper. Yeah.
I wasn't going to say that.
I want to apologize to anybody about that picture that I had up there. I thought I had changed it. I would apologize to everybody but Kixeye anyway.
Well, we like to think that we're constructive criticism. So it's fun to say "fuck you, Kixeye," but it doesn't really get anything done. So I thought I changed it. As I'm hosting these shows, we're going to try to keep it business professional with an air of strong criticism. So
I changed the picture, but for some reason it didn't work.
No, it's fine. Shit happens, but we'll move forward from that. But in the future, just duly note it, people. You can come vent, but try to keep it in at least a constructive vein. You can say "fuck me." A lot of people in the community want to say "fuck me."
Well, I would like to see some constructive things done by Kixeye, like you guys were saying, about the orange hit me button. There's a lot of things that they could do with shorter times and no hit me buttons that would not discourage people. I mean, I think the reason that other games are doing better now is because of this, because of all these discouraging things that they've done. There's quite a list, and I want to be positive about Kixeye, but they got to give me something. They got to give me a reason.
I feel that way a lot too. They've got to earn positive praise from me. Everyone knows I've always been a strong talker on my opinions about Kixeye and their actions. I've seen a positive skew in certain ways in the last few months. I think the game is going in a stronger direction than it has been, if that makes any kind of sense. There's still lots of things that I don't like. There's still lots of things where sometimes I think, why the hell am I doing this? Why am I trying to crush this in? And I missed my 85 this week, so now I'm trying to do 6 in a row in 2 hours so I can get my second time through for the week. Moments like that, I go, not quite as much fun as it used to be, but I think it's moving in a better direction.
Yeah, I agree. Build times have started to come down a lot from what they was when it was Reaver. It just needs to be repair time as well now.
I think that's it, though. It needs to be fun. I think they've removed more of the fun than everything. I mean, everybody says it needs to get quicker, it needs to be shorter, it needs to be this and that, but the reality is it needs to be fun. We all came here for the same reason. Some people want it cheaper, but I think we all want it more fun. And that's where we all see the flaw, is it's just not fun, it's work. It's too many chores, and all they want to do is add more.
You know what I would pay for? And I think would bring a lot of fun back to the game. I think it would take away some of the penalty, is I would pay a small amount a week to have base insurance, to where you come and hit me and I press a button and say I spent 30 coins, 40 coins that week, and if you come and hit me, I click a button, it's all back. Everything's back. Nothing stops. Nothing happens to it. Or if you auto-apply it. Hey, you got hit, but because you spent that money with us today, we went ahead and just started everything back for you. Everything's good to go. Have a good day. You didn't lose anything. I would like to think there would be a penalty for a hit timer, possibly.
Yeah, like sort of something, say like when, say if you get hit offline kind of thing and it repairs for you, it starts repairing for you kind of thing. So then when you come online, you've got something repaired.
Well, it's like the FAT they're going to do, or they've talked about doing, I don't know if they will do, but they were talking about how the FAT will be fun because there basically won't be any prizes or any penalties. Well, gee, that's a novel concept. A game that's fun without prizes and penalties. If only there was a way.
Well, Medusa, looks like we have some more chat comments. So what do you have for us?
Oh, crikey. Sorry.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah, he did. Sorry.
Do you want to know what the comment that come out in chat that I liked? When we were talking about making the game fun, Keith Hansen said, "Yes, like big boobs, lol, fun." Yes, big boobs are fun.
Do you think, this is from Cuttlefish, do you think the deflection is the new power creep? And is it going to continue to increase it?
Let me just interject before the words even come out of your mouth, and the word is yes. Anything that flat takes away a percentage of what you're doing to an active target is going to get out of hand. I already think that some of these are, you talked about it on our Wednesday show, Irv, is that you love your drat carriers, but it's kind of OP. Even you admit it's kind of OP. And where are you going to go from here?
Agreed. I think that we're not going to see anything rise above the 600 mark on siege deflection, and I'd be surprised if it's going to go over 600 on assault deflection as well. I think that 500 is probably going to top it out on the assault deflection, to be perfectly honest. I think we're at a point now where realistically everything sort of needs to be balanced from this point, and I don't think it can really go any higher without being detrimental to the game. So I'm hoping that they've kind of found a level that they're going to be happy with and sort of keep it there.
I just hope it doesn't become like Unreactive did to pre-Antipode launchers, where they just basically made them. I mean, what are you going to do with the U launcher fleet right now? Against any V2 or any boat that came out in the last year that they're going to use, does nothing. It takes 30 seconds to get a shockwave. I'm just afraid of that creeping into missile variants.
The thing with that, right? That was probably the worst thing that they could have done. They pissed so many people off with Antipode when they brought that out, right? Because it's just so overpowered to older fleets.
Yeah.
If you haven't got highly unreactive hulls, at the time when it come out, it was just so OP because everything that come before it was then made completely obsolete by it. It was completely out the window unless you prepped.
The range as well that it came with it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was probably one of the worst things that they could have done at the time, and it cost them. It cost a lot of players.
Really did.
Well, I hope you guys are right about it, tapering off, but that's not their history. Their history is to do exactly the opposite of that.
Ross Wood had a good point here in chat. I miss the live support too. I miss being able to just go up and say, hey, click chat, get it dealt with in 10 minutes, and get your coins and move on. I love that feature, especially because we're minimizing who gets support now. It's been that way for 6 months. Why do we not have a more direct route to Kixeye there? Bring it back, please. Bring it bleep back.
What was their excuse for removing the live support?
I don't know. Anybody remember?
I can guess that the 3 people who were doing it quit.
Or the downside of the 25% reduction they had this year. That was, hey, we're just going to lose it from CS. Goodbye.
Yeah, I have to admit, just through sheer incompetence of CS this week has been ridiculous. It took me nearly 5 days to get a satisfactory answer from him about something. I sent him a ticket. Magisa knows because I showed him the ticket that I sent and what the reply was that I got back. And,
I'm jealous.
And I tell you, it was ridiculous. It was like, oh, next time you have this issue, can you make sure that you video it so that we can take a proper look at it? I was like, there's a fucking link to the video in the original ticket.
I'm jealous that it only took you 3 weeks to get a satisfactory answer.
Yeah. All I'd done was I just put a reply back saying, please look at the original ticket. There is a link to the video in it.
Yeah.
I have to admit, there's been occasions as well.
I've had them completely or
hey, hold on.
Before and only address one issue.
Medusa, go with your point.
Sorry, I was just going to say this. I have to admit, there's a couple of times I've sent in tickets and they just haven't read it properly. I think a little bit more care is needed when reading these things because they just don't seem to understand at times, or they are just not reading it. But I've had good responses too, so swings and roundabouts, I guess.
So I want to show you this quickly. Scotty wanted to show us what the new deflections worked out. This was in the 101. This is with the damage that he got from, I believe, doing it and also doing the large ship. Is that correct?
That's from killing the large ship, that is.
Is it just the large ship, or is this for doing it all?
I killed a couple of side ones as well.
That's pretty impressive. So,
are you sharing? Are you supposed to be sharing? Because I don't.
I am. I do. Maybe the world doesn't. I have to look at it.
It could be the lag.
No, it's out there on the show link, so the people are getting it.
Good.
All right, let's just go and close this off.
game's
We've
still
lost
up.
the plot.
There it is.
It's not up still.
Still not up? Really?
No.
No, it's
I
still
want
down.
100 gold. Bare minimum. 200 gold. 300 gold. What's your price? What's your price to shut you up?
I'm
Yeah,
not
we-
I'm
big
not
now.
gonna tickle them.
The area in that one, I killed a couple of the side fleets and the big ship, and that's the damage I got.
I mean, I'm pissed because, like I said, this is my time that I'm a busy person. This is the time that I've allotted to do it, is today and a good chunk of tomorrow, and that was it. So you're taking away a good third of my raid time right now, Kixeye. Some of us work for a living.
Well,
Can't
that's
sit
the
on my butt
problem.
on a Monday morning anymore.
The last time I got a satisfactory answer and that they actually read it, it came with gold, and ever since then, they failed to understand that I really don't mind the gold, but I'd rather have it fixed. I'd rather have it working. Keep the gold, fix the problem.
Can I fix the problem and get the gold?
That
Well,
works better.
yeah, but fix the problem first and give me the gold later when I can use it. But I can't use it if it's not fixed. It doesn't work. Not enough gold. There's a few more zeros.
I can't use it if I can't get the game to load.
Yeah.
How do you expect us to spend money if you can't even load the game? Just saying.
I'd just put 500 coins on before I come in here as well. I can't even use them now. I was in the middle of a 101.
Yep.
Oops.
Yep. Lovely when you're using a crew. Yep.
All right. Well,
Especially a crew you spent thousands of uranium on and lots and lots of coin to get the crew. And now
Why if you
it's-
got grease monkeys on?
Yeah, there you go. I'm sure you spent a few 100,000 uranium on that.
yeah. Well, guys, looks like we're getting kind of near the end of the show here. I want to give one last chance to chat, to throw out any opinions, questions, comments, concerns. We'll grab them here at the end as we do our wrap-up. Just throw it out there and get from the last thing from the panel. What are your thoughts and opinions for the next month? Are you optimistic for what we're going to see coming after this raid? Into Forsaken mission prizes, new structure, possibly more into Drac bases, uranium bases. What do you guys think?
The new turret's interested me. I want to know what that is.
Anybody else?
Well,
I'm gonna be blatantly honest. If I don't see some major changes by the end of January, y'all will no longer see me within the game or knowing anything to do with it.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
It's getting very much that way with a lot of people. I've lost 3 great players recently from my alliance. That used to spend an absolute ton, and they're just fed up with it.
I've less than half what I've spent since I've come back.
yeah. Well, I can understand what you're saying there because I experienced the same thing. So a lot of older players are just quitting with the game because they're fed up with it. So that's well really sad because it can be such a great game. So if only they listen more.
They need to work on getting some new players.
Well, they need to make it viable for new players to do things, not just catch up, but enjoy themselves, And they need to deal with the hackers. They really do. That slap on the wrist that a lot of them are getting is not helping them at all.
I think not only that, the problem is I don't need to worry about all about that, but hacks are so easy to come by now that it's too easy for people to get access to them.
Yep.
Try and stop the people that are actually providing them, rather
There you
than
If you see how many 90 plus and 100 plus players are being banned the last couple of days, it's just amazing. So
We're going to keep this on for the end. There's a lot of people that are high-end, end of the game, end of life, end of the fiscal fuck-off that they've been playing, so people swing above their weight. And a lot of them have turned to hacking, and it's kind of sad. I've seen it from a lot of people. I've seen it from people I know. I've seen it from people all throughout the community that have just said, all right, I'm done, and I'm just going to explore this option, and you'll see bases just disappear, left, right, and center. A lot of the hunters are gone. A lot of the big great players are gone, and it's kind of a reflection of where it's going. I don't think I would ever do it. I think I would just shut my account off and say fuck it, and I'll come back in a year. I don't think I'll ever hack myself because I couldn't bring myself, with the amount that I have said here on the internet in public, and bashed on people that would have to sink to that level. I couldn't do it. I'll say it right now. I'm the only person in this game. If I come back with a band on my base, hell has frozen over. So, but the fact that it's driven people in that direction, it really speaks heavily on more heavily on the state of the game than Kixeye's state of the game post.
Do you know what it is? 100% of it is down to the cost of the game. And unfortunately, Kixeye have done it to themselves, and they've pushed the cost up that high that people can't keep up. People that have been playing for 4 years plus can't keep up anymore because it's just too expensive, and they want to keep up because they've spent all that time, they've invested all of that time, they've invested all of that money. If they
slowly start slipping.
Cost is part of it. Cost is part of it, but I still think that.
Let Irv finish his point, and then we'll get to you.
Sorry.
Want to wrap that thought up, Irv?
So yeah, I think that they've really just kind of done it to themselves, really, and it's something that if they changed it so that it was of a reasonable price, I think that a lot of the problem with it would go away.
I got a quick point, and then we'll throw to you, Nemo. You don't have to always try to play to be the biggest fish in the sea. Play to what your comfort level is. Play to what your enjoyment level for the game is. A lot of people think that they have to be the biggest, the best, the baddest. They have to swing with the biggest and hardest stick. You don't. And trying to keep up with the Joneses in this game is a unrealistic proposition for anybody who did not win the fucking Powerball on Wednesday night. So just remember that. Play to your level, play to your finances, play to your expectations. So go ahead, Nemo, and then I think Lisa has got one more thing.
Well, like I said, the cost is part of it. You can keep your money, Kixeye. You can find other ways. There's no need to put 6 months into somebody's life to build a fleet. There's no reason for that at all. Nobody's going to play your game no matter if it's cheap, if it still takes 6 months. It's not going to work. You've got to reduce the times, and it's got to be huge. 50% reduction on repair times was useful when we could do things with that 50% times that wasn't even raid related, and now a lot of times you remove that option as well. So I mean, the reality of it is times have got to come down. I don't care what you have to do to recoup the loss in a different direction. I'm scared to even give you any positive comments, because every time I give any positive comments, we get what we ask for, and it backfires in our face. That like we would like things to have more. There's tons of examples. I'm not even going to give them. There's just tons of examples, and every time you get a positive, you turn it into a double negative. That's all I got.
Yeah, Medusa, what do you got here for your final thoughts?
It's cool. It's pretty much the same sort of thing. So yeah, I was pretty much going to make those points anyway. So.
Yeah, and when I said cost, I also meant time as well. So. But yeah, you need to reduce the build times. You need to reduce the repair times drastically. I think the repair times is probably more important than the build times, because with the high repair times, people can't have fun. People aren't having fun. They're not going to be sticking around.
Well, I think that they need to do both, to be honest, because I think. Yeah, it's a lot to.
I agree, but I do think that the repair time is probably most important, because if people can't play the game because they can't afford to, or can't afford to have any fun in the game, then they're not going to play it, are they?
Yeah, I think something would be good if they were going to encourage people to coin more by shortening both. Perhaps instead of the long build times. And bringing out so many fleets so fast that people can't keep up without coining massively. I think people would coin more if they were given shorter build times.
Yep, I always felt that if we could. I've always said that. I've always been a believer that the amount of time and interaction you're going to get to me is directly related to my cost, my fun per dollar. And my fun per dollar at 10 cents per 30 minutes is not where it needs to be. I think we've all said that. We've all felt that. The trick to getting more money out of me, Kixeye, is to make me feel like I have a better value for my money, and I feel like sometimes they're not doing that. But I think this is about time for us to wrap this up, guys. I don't want to cut it too long. we would say we have a raid to do, but I don't know. Go get some beers, figure out something to do. We have one more point I want to throw that's been from the chat, is that they've made B's hard. So they made the B tier harder, and they took the bonus from 750 to 500. So they're going backwards, guys. Going backwards. I wanted to go ahead and thank everyone on this panel for coming on out tonight. We appreciate everyone's contributions. It's great to hear from people besides the normal 3 arbiters that do the Wednesday night shows. So it's great to have the fresh blood on here. The new people, thank you. To my regulars, thank you. To anyone that would like to do it, we're going to try to make a better habit of, as soon as the Wednesday show is done, either comment in the Wednesday show's comments or make a separate thread on people that want to be on this show. We want people's opinions. We want fresh blood. We love the people we have, but we want to give us a chance for the rest of the community to voice their opinions. So reach on out to us. Jump on this show. All right, guys, I think this is about it for the week. Good luck. Happy hunting. Don't coin all your money at one shot.
I just want to make a point. The video for the A sets for free is on the BPC page, so if you're having any troubles and you need just a bit of a point in the right direction of how to do it, then go and check that out. Also, I will put a video up of the 101s as well.
It's good to hear. Good to hear.
Game comes back up because at the minute it's down for maintenance.
Yep. So get those tickets in, gentlemen. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for coming out. Remember, we have a regular show with Larry, myself, and Irv on Wednesdays. Come on out. We're trying to do a bit of good raid debrief, look at the future of what's coming up for the week. And of course, we got Larry's slides. He's going to make up. He only had one hot chick picture this week. He promised he'll make it up, so you got to check and see what he does. Thanks for coming out, guys. Do you want to go and click that big button, Irv?
Yeah. Catch you all later.
Thank you.